and all, and welcome back to A Square classes. So we are going on to the ecology sessions and we are beginning with a very new topic today and very interesting topic today, as we have seen different types of ecological factors, vital factors. We have seen ecological factors was classified into two basic ways, that was biotic factors and abiotic factors. Among abiotic factors, I was about to teach you about light, temperature, water, soil, humidity, precipitation, etc., etc., etc. Among which I have completed light. I have taught you in detailed way. I have taught you water. I have taught you temperature. I have even taught you humidity. And now we are going to move on towards the very next important abiotic factors, which is called as what? Which is called as soil. Soil is the most important relevant ecological or abiotic factor, which is necessity or which most basically modifies the lifespan or the life of the living organism. Like, so how do soils are formed? Then we will see how do soils are formed. We will see what is texture of soil. We will see what is composition of soil. We will see different formation, different pH of soil. We will see different region of India, what kind of soil is present in a whole variety of a country, that is India. And then we will see the effect of soil, of type of water content in the soil. That includes hygroscopic water, which are essential water for the soil, which is not imbibed for plants, but it is only present with the soil. Now, before we go on to these many things, we are going to see these many things in the soil. Before we move on to these all types of things or these all things which we are going to learn, I would like to tell you what is soil. So, give the next abiotic factor, as soil is the another important abiotic factor. Soil is important abiotic factor for the living organism. Diversity of plant. The diversity of the plant basically depends on the diversity of plants basically depends on variety or the diversity in the type of soil. Type of soil. Now, what is soil? Soil is the surface of the earth. The surface of the earth contains few layers or few zones of, you will understand this definition of soil very soon. Just write it down and make sure that you understand this definition in a proper way. Soil is the surface of the earth which contains few layers of organic. Soil is the surface of the earth which contains few layers of organic, inorganic constitution or inorganic constituents present in a layer form. Now, the question comes, how does the soil is formed? How does the soil is formed? Soil is formed by the process called as pedogenesis. The process of formation of soil, which is called as pedogenesis, and this involves few basic steps, which involves pedogenesis involve soil, humidification of soil, and then comes elevation of soil. biotic factor for the living organism? The diversity of plants basically depends on the diversity of what kind of soil is found in those areas. What kind of soil is found in those areas, and soil in the surface of the earth which contains few layers of organic and inorganic constituents present in a layer form. If someone says what is soil? What is soil? You can write it as in this way. This is soil. It is the surface of the earth which contains organic and inorganic matter in the form of layer form. The process of formation of soil is called as pedogenesis. Pedogenesis involves basically three steps, which involves humidification of soil, elevation of soil, and elevation of soil. Clear? What is this elevation of soil? What is this elevation of soil? I'll tell you soon. Now, before we go to on these things, I'll tell you another very important point, that is soils are transported one place to another place, from one place to another place. Soils are basically transported from one place to another place by few processes, and that have specific other names for it. And those processes include another place by, if it is transferred by wind, it is called as something. If it is transferred due to gravity, the soils are transported from one place to another place through wind, through gravity, through running water, through wind, through gravity, through glaciers, through wind, or through glaciers. Soils are transported from one place to another by few means, by few communications, or by few processes. When soils are transferred by wind, those type of soils are called as aeolian soils. Aeolian, or you can write it as aeolian or aeolian. Aeolian soils. When soils are transferred by the gravity, those kind of soils are called as colluvial soil. When soils are transferred from one place to another place, that kind of soil is called as running water soil. Understood? I have told you soils are transported from one place to another by means of wind, gravity, running water, and glaciers. If it is transferred by wind, it is called as aeolian soils. If it is transferred by gravity, it is called as colluvial soil. If it is transferred by running water, it is called as running water soil, or you can write it as alluvial soil. Alluvial soil. Basically, alluvial soils are running water soils. These are transferred from one place to another, and it can be running water soils, and it can be transferred from one place to another. Okay, through means of water. If soil are transferred through glacier, they are called as glacial soils. Glacial. Are you clear with the concept of wind, gravity, running water and glaciers? Clear? समझ में आया मैं क्या बोल रही थी आपको? चलो, उसके बाद मैं आपको बता दूं कि हमने देखा कि सॉइल पर आपने मैम फिर ये बड़े-बड़े जो नाम है, कॉन्सेप्ट है, कैसा कॉन्सेप्ट, किस चीज का कॉन्सेप्ट चलिए, ये ह्यूमिफिकेशन ऑफ सॉइल, फिर ये एलिवेशन ऑफ सॉइल, फिर एलिवेशन ऑफ सॉइल. मैं आपको बता दूं बेसिकली हाउ सॉइल इज फॉर्म्ड, यू नो, ये जो इतना कॉन्सेप्ट हमने पढ़ा ना, पेडोजेनेसिस एंड ऑल, it's okay, the process scientifically वो सब सही है, but soil is basically formed due to weathering of rocks. When rocks weather and break down into minerals, those minerals get absorbed the nutrients and forms humus deposition. When humus deposition occurs, it leads to mineralization. When mineralization occurs, it leads to formation of a thick types of soil, and different types of soils can be seen, which includes basically different types of soils can be seen, which include sandy soil, loamy soil, silt, sand. Clear? Now, before I go with other by the weathering of rocks. What it is said, soil is formed by a process that is called as weathering of rocks. When rocks break down into in a small basic constituents, in stone pebbles, there is a secret of minerals, and those minerals leads to formation of the humus formation. And when we see a humus formation occurs in the soil, there is deposition of organic matter, and when organic matter constituents occurs, there is again elevation, there is again elevation. So first point is humus formation. Among formation of soil, how soil is formed? It is formed by weathering of rocks, which includes first one is humification of soil. Remember ये वाला line लिखा हुआ है ना यहाँ पर, humification of soil. Humification of soil is basically formation of humus. Formation of humus. Humus formation occurs in such a way that when rocks break down, is release of mineral. You can simple write it when rocks weathers out. Weathers means break down of this rock down. There is release of pebble. This pebbles breaks into small stones. Small stones breaks into, gives a hefty amount of minerals. These minerals include, what kind of minerals are included in a rock? Which includes iron, includes aluminium, which includes silicon, includes iron, aluminium, silica, magnesium, zinc. These are the, ये क्वेश्चन में पूछा गया है बच्चों, ठीक है, कि कौन से मैक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ मिनरल्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं सॉइल में. तो आप पहले इतना याद रखो कि इतने मिनरल्स होते हैं. कौन कौन से? आयरन, एल्यूमिनियम, सिलिकॉन, मैग्नीशियम, जिंक. ऐसा अमाउंट ऑफ ट्रेस एलिमेंट ले लोगे तो मॉलिब्डेनम, कुछ कैल्शियम वगैरह भी होते हैं, और जिंक तो दिया है मैंने. कुछ सैलाइन सॉल्ट्स में सोडियम आयंस का भी पाया जाता है, क्लोरीन आयंस भी पाए जाते हैं, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, जब सैलाइन सॉइल पढ़ेंगे तब. ठीक है, तो मैंने आपको बताया कि ह्यूमिफिकेशन ऑफ सॉइल, दैट इज फॉर्मेशन ऑफ सॉइल, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ह्यूमस इन द कंटेंट ऑफ सॉइल. This basically occurs when the rock weathers down. There is a formation of pebble. Pebble breaks into small stones, and this small stones leads to formation of what? Formation of minerals. And which minerals they constitute? They constitute iron, aluminium, silicon, magnesium, zinc, molybdenum, calcium, sodium, chloride. अब ये सारे मिनरल्स में किसमें क्या ज्यादा होगा, वो उस टाइप का सॉइल बनाएगा. समझ में आया आपको ये सारी चीजें? चलो दूसरा प्रोसेस देखते हैं. व्हाट इज द सेकंड प्रोसेस? द सेकंड प्रोसेस इज एलिवेशन ऑफ सॉइल. मैं आपको ये मिटा दूं, मैं मिटा दूं, ठीक है. रखना वो मिनरल्स के नाम इंपॉर्टेंट है, ठीक है. सेकंड पॉइंट कम्स एज एलिवेशन ऑफ सॉइल. एलिवेशन ऑफ सॉइल इज leaching out or washing out the excess material. Leaching out or washing out excess material. Leaching out or washing out the excess material or excess part of soil. Why excess part? Those, if suppose if I after this just a horizon start करेंगे तब आपको ये सारे कॉन्सेप्ट भी क्लियर हो जाएंगे कि सॉइल कैसे लेयर्स में पाए जाते हैं, ठीक है. And if suppose those soils are formation of humus formation, elevation of soil, that is leaching of the surface or washing out of the excess mineral which is not required by the soil, that process is called as elevation. E for exit, E for elevation. इसके बाद एलिवेशन होता है कि जो नेसेसरी मिनरल्स है, जो इंपॉर्टेंट मिनरल्स है, those are basically adapted or those are basically stored by the plant, which includes now third process, that is elevation of soil. Elevation of soil. Elevation of soil involves elevation of soil involves deposition of the soil minerals in a deeper zone. soil minerals at deeper zone. Soil minerals deeper zone. deeper zone. समझ में आया? पहला क्या हुआ? Three process of pedogenesis में which involves humidification of soil, then involves elevation of soil, then involves elevation of soil. And इस तीनों चीज में humidification में मैंने आपको बताया, humidification basically involves humus formation. Humus formation involves breakdown or the weathering of rocks into three different states, which involves pebble formation and then small stones and then minerals. Those minerals are iron, aluminium, zinc, magnesium, chlorine, sodium, other most types. And then elevation of soils are leaching out or washing out of the excess material from the layers of the soil. That type of soil is called as elevation of the soil. Those minerals which are basically in excess amount and not required during the excessive rain or excessive irrigation, the required amount of minerals are also lost from the soil. That's why we say excessive amount of irrigation or excessive water supply to the soil may cause the infertile to the soil, may make the soil infertile, or soil may lose its fertility. So remember this point, excessive irrigation causes salinity to the soil, excessive irrigation causes loss of minerals to the soil, excessive irrigation may cause the soil infertile. Got it? Yes. Then comes elevation of soil. After elevation, that is excess amount of minerals are washed away. They are also called as leached away. There is formation or there is deposition of some essential minerals which are required by the soil, and those essential minerals which are required by the soil are basically deposited at the layers, and those give the organic concept of the soil and makes the soil for the growth of the living organism or the nutrients which are required by the living organism. So this was the process in pedogenesis. Now next very important point I would like to tell you about is, I told you what is the process of formation of soil. We have seen the proper process of formation of soil. It involves basically three processes, which involves humidification, then it involves what? Elevation of minerals, and then it involves elevation of minerals. Elevation is deposition, elevation is loss of excessive amount of mineral or wash out or leach out. Got it? Yes. Now we are going to see weathering of rocks. I told you weathering of rocks leads to mineral formation in the soil. So how this rocks weathered or how weathering of rocks occurred? So write it as weathering of rocks. Weathering of rocks basically occurs in three steps. You can take it as weathering is basically breakdown of rocks. Breakdown of rocks. When rocks break into few smaller zone or few smaller particle leads to formation of soil, basically involvement of mineralization, humus formation, elevation. Got it? Yes. Weathering of rocks causes breakdown of rocks. It can be due to atmospheric weathering. It can be due to biological weathering. It can be due to atmospheric weathering, biological weathering, chemical weathering. It can be due to atmospheric, biological, chemical, mechanical weathering, or it can be due to any other climatic zone or climatic incident. Atmospheric weathering, it involves weathering of rocks due to any external or any environmental factors related to it. Biological weathering involves breakdown of rocks through internal pressure of the rocks or external pressures of the surrounding. Chemical weathering of rocks, when acid or basically high amount of chemical act on the rock, leads to minute degradation of rock. That type of weathering is called as chemical weathering. And mechanical weathering is rock by manually, or when external force is applied manually or manpower force to break the rock into road formation, into soil formation. pebbles formation, stone formation, etc. That process is called as mechanical weathering. Before I go, so this is type of weathering of rocks is seen. What type of weathering of rocks is seen? Atmospheric weathering, biological weathering, chemical weathering. What are the types of soil which are present in a country? What are the types of soil which exist, and which places do cover those kind of soil? We are going to see with a map diagram. So I'll tell you, give the heading as type of soil. Types of soil. What are the types of soil? Types of soil type of soil is basically of two types, which involves zonal and azonal. Type of soil which involves basically of two types, that is zonal and azonal. Zonal type of soils are those soils in which we can see soil profile. And what is this soil profile? I'll tell you soon. This is very important concept and very beautiful concept. We will see soil horizon concept in this soil profile. For now, I'll tell you soil profile basically is, we can see layers of soil distributed vertically, layers of soil distributed vertically for the formation of based on their structure and composition. Based on their structure and composition. So I said zonal soils are those type of soils in which we can see soil profile. What is this soil profile? Layers of soil distributed vertically based on their structure and composition. Means, suppose this is a zone of soil. This is a soil, whole layer of soil which we have seen. We can see parent rock over here. We can see different horizons present here, C, B, A and O, A, B, C. Different layers of soil when we can see in one single texture of soil or one single sample of soil. Such type of soil is called as zonal soil. When different zones of a soil are seen, and those zones are basically O zone, A zone, B zone, C zone, or these zones are basically also referred to as horizon. I'll come to this point in detail after learning types of soils present in a country, present in a place, and what is laterite soil. So got it clear? For now, you just remember zonal soils are those soils in which we can see soil profile and layers of soil distributed vertically is based on structure and composition. Got it? And this involves parent rock formation, then involves different types of zones of soils, or horizons of soils can be seen, or sub-horizons of soil can be seen. Clear? Remember it. Now we are moving on towards ozonal soils, or what is ozonal soil? You can write it as the soil in which the zones of soil profile are absent. Or no zones or no horizons of zones of soil are seen. Sample of soil. Such type of soil is called as what? Such type of soil is called as ozonal soil. समझ में है? सेम चीज, बस इसमें प्रेजेंट है, इसमें नहीं प्रेजेंट है. इसमें सॉइल प्रोफाइल प्रेजेंट है What is soil profile? When soil is arranged in the form of layers in a vertical distribution based on structural composition, and I have showed you the example of it. वो क्या है, इसके बाद जस्ट डेप्थ में पढ़ेंगे हम लोग, सॉइल प्रोफाइल ही टॉपिक डालेंगे. उसमें अगर एक सॉइल में अगर वो सारी चीजें प्रेजेंट है, then such type of soils are called as zonal soils. If such things are absent in the soil, then such types of soils are called as ozonal type of soil. Ozonal type of soil can be immature. Ozonal type of soils can be immature type of soils. It can be alluvial type of soil. It can be colluvial type of soils. It can be immature type of soils. Examples are like desert, which are present in North Indian plains. The examples or the states which are present, examples, soil found in Punjab region, Haryana region, etc. Colluvial type of soil is basically the soil. I have told you colluvial soil is a transported soil. These two are what kind of soil? याद आएगा आपको? Transported soil. याद है? What is transported soil? When soil is transported from one zone to another through some means. Those means can be even wind, those means can be running water, those means can be glacial, or those means can be gravity. These examples are UP, terai regions of UP. Terai regions of UP. It is seen, this colluvial soil is also called as terai soils. Terai soils. समझ में आया? It can be immature, it can be alluvial, it can be colluvial type of soil, which basically includes of immature type of soil, alluvial soils, and colluvial soils are soils which are transferred due by the gravity. Soils transferred by the gravity. Soils. One more point, the very important, that is Barber soil, which is, you can write it as Barber only, you don't need to write as Barber. Barber soil is those soil is when terai soils dry, terai soils dry, it basically forms what kind of soil? It forms Barber soils. So I told you different types of soil. Types of soils can be zonal, it can be azonal, and azonal can be immature type of soils like desert, sand. You can take it as example as slope soil also. Slope soils also. Then you can go through the example or other point as alluvial type of soil, which includes in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, those areas which are found. Alluvial soils are formed due to transported soil, which is formed basically due to what? Due to transport by the running water. Colluvial soils are soils which are transferred by the gravity, which are seen basically in the terai region of UP, and when this colluvial type of soil is also called as terai soils, and when this terai soils dry, it forms a Barber soil, which is this. Dry terai soils is called as Barber soil. The study or the science of the soil is called as pedology. Pedology or edaphology. Pedology. Study of soil. The study of soil is called as pedology. The study of soil is called as pedology, and it is also called as pedology and edaphology. The study of soil is called as pedology, or the science which is related to the study of soil, that is called as pedology, and that is also referred to as edaphology. Clear? You know what? In India, there are different types of colorful soils found. What are they? I'll tell you soon. Come on. Let's see what kind of soils are found in India. I was on the urge to tell you what kind of soils are found in India. soils found in India. In India, there is basically we can see red soil, we can see laterite soil. ना ये आरोमा क्यों दिया? Red soil, laterite soil, black soil. You can see combination of yellow and red soil. And red soil. You can see mountain and forest soil. You can see alluvial soil also. You can see terrai regions or terrai soils also. Soil found in India, it can be red soil or laterite soil, black soils, yellow-red soil, mountainous forest soil, alluvial soil and terroir soils. Now, in few zones or few areas, red soil is also called as laterite soil. But actually, laterite is one of the shade of red soil. It's not completely red. Red is different and laterite is different. But at this level you understand that laterite is one of the shade of red, so it is called as red soil, is also referred to as laterite soil because this soil has both the content rich in iron. Both soil has rich content in iron and aluminium. ये mineral आपको याद रखना. And the process by it is formed, aluminium, the process by it forms is called as laterization. And one more point I like to tell you, red soils are basically acidic in nature. Acidic in nature. They are mostly acidic in nature. Red soils कैसे होते हैं? तो they are acidic in nature and these both are rich in iron and aluminium. Red soil is also referred to as laterite, but laterite soil is exactly not red soil. It is one of the shade of red soil, or it carries one of the shade of red soil. Why I am telling you why these two things are not same? Because exactly not same. Some amount you can be. Why? Because laterite soils are found in different zones of areas of India, and red soils are found in different zones of area or different zones in India. Okay, red soil is basically acidic in nature, I said you that, and these two soils are rich in iron and aluminium, and they are also deficient in zinc, also deficient in calcium, zinc, calcium type of soil, and many other trace elements also are deficient in this soil. Now you should ask me, ma'am, what is this laterization? Laterization is during the process of formation of soil. I told you the last phase is elevation, that is deposition of the important mineral downwardly or at the bottom or at the deep layers, right? I have told you this, correct? Yes. So during this process or during the formation of soil, during this process or during the formation of soil, during this process or formation of soil, deposition of iron and aluminium at the topmost is deposition of iron and aluminium at the topmost layer of soil, settles downwardly. Silica settles downwardly. It's called as laterization, and this is the process by which laterite type of soil is formed. Laterite type of soil is very rich in what? It is rich. Laterite type is also one type of red soil. It is basically rich in aluminium and iron and less in amount of zinc, calcium, molybdenum. You can take it as molybdenum, etc. Okay? And this process is called as laterization. During this process, formation of soil, there is deposition of iron and aluminium at the surface of the soil, and silicon settles downwardly. Such type of soil is called as red soils and laterite type of soil. And red soil is also acidic in nature. इतना समझ में आया? Okay, come. Now we will see black soil. Black soil, I'll write it here. Black soil is very rich in, black soil is very rich in organic matter. Very rich in organic matter. In iron, it is also rich in iron, aluminium and calcium. Iron, aluminium and calcium समझ में आया क्या बोला मैंने? Black soil is very rich in organic matter and it is also rich in iron, aluminium and calcium. These are the soil which are rich in this three mineral content. समझ में आया? This is what? This is black soil. This is, समझ आया what is black soil? Now क्योंकि these two soils are, this is either red type of dark brown color, this soil, black soil is either dark brown color or it is considered to be, or it is totally black, or काली मिट्टी बोलते हैं जिसको हिंदी में. Good for what? It is good for yield, or it is black in color, and it has a good yield. क्रॉप्स की ग्रोथ इसकी अच्छी होती है. इट इज टू फर्टाइल, ये बहुत ज्यादा फर्टाइल सॉइल होता है. समझ में आया? इट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ब्लैक सॉइल इज गुड फॉर, black soil is good for the region that is in organic matter, and it also has capability of good crop growth. You can see mostly soil, crops like wheat, rice growing in those areas, and it is also rich in iron, aluminium, calcium and dark brown color, or it is mostly in, it appears in the color of black color. Clear? Itna samajh mein aaya? Please make a note of it. In this I like to tell you, black soils are also called as, or black soils are also rich in, right here, remember it, please make a note of it, okay, that black soil in clay are rich, are hydrated, are rich in clay, and silicates, and are hydrated, are rich in clays and silicates and are hydrated. Got it? Why they are hydrated, or they are hydrated, why they are more organic, why they are more fertile? Because they contain high amount of silica in them, and they contain mostly 40% of clay in them. So they are more fertile, more organic, and they are always hydrated, that is presence of water is seen. Black soils are also called as rigor soil. Rigor soil or black cotton soil. Black cotton soil. Black soils are also called as rigor soil, or they are also called as black cotton soil. समझ में आया? Black soil को और क्या बोलते हैं? Then yellow and red soil. These are mixture of red soil. Again, little shade of yellow and red. Those kind of soils can be seen. Then comes mountain and forest areas, that which this type of soil is basically seen in east. That is, you can take it as the states of Nagaland, the states of other those eastern countries, Arunachal Pradesh, those states basically have mountains and forests. You can take Jammu and Kashmir, you can take Ladakh. Then alluvial soils, I have told you, these are the migratory or transported type of soils through running water, and these are mostly found in North Indian coastal plains, which includes Punjab, which includes Haryana, Rajasthan, Assam, which includes West Bengal, other states. Got it? Terai soils, which are found mostly in UP, and these are also colluvial type of soil, which is mostly migrated from one place to another. Another type of soil which can seen in the desert region is, that is in the arid soil, that is excessively dry soil or sandy type of soil which is present in the areas of Rajasthan. Those type of soil is referred to as arid soil. क्लियर? इतना समझ में आया? चलो मैप में देख लेते हैं कि कौन सी जगह पे कैसी कैसी सॉइल पाए जाते हैं. कम ऑन, let's see in the map of India that which places what kind of soils have been found. I'll take it this as a bigger region क्योंकि ये बनाने में थोड़ा स्टेट्स एंड ऑल यहाँ से कवर होते ना। ये हमारा आ गया नीचे बांग्लादेश, नेपाल एंड दैट साइड ऑफ एरियाज। चलो, now we will see what kind of soil is basically found in India. Gujarat and all it also contains alluvial soil. जो हमारा नॉर्दर्न मोस्ट पार्ट होता है ना, एकदम टॉप मोस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द कंट्री, विच बेसिकली कंसिस्ट ऑफ व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सॉइल? दिस इंक्लूड्स माउंटेन एंड फॉरेस्ट सॉइल। ये जो ग्रीन कलर का पोर्शन आप देख रहे हैं ना बच्चों, ये सारे, ये ईस्टर्न मोस्ट पार्ट एंड नॉर्दर्न मोस्ट पार्ट विच इंक्लूड जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, लेह लद्दाख, हिमाचल प्रदेश, you come here to Arunachal Pradesh and your 4 more or 5 more remaining sisters, you includes as Meghalaya, you includes as northeastern states, those mostly contains of mountain and forest, mountain and forest, mountain and forest soil, mountain and forest soil। प्लेसेस के नाम मैं आपको बता दूं, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, लद्दाख, you can take it as Nagaland, you can take it as some areas of Arunachal Pradesh, also take it few areas of Himachal Pradesh। नाम याद रखना, ये वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके एम्स के लिए, और नीट में एक्चुअली स्टेट रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं। सो बेसिकली द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस फ्रॉम हियर इज which state involves the mountainous and forest type of soil? आपका क्वेश्चन होगा जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, इधर इट कैन बी आंसर ऑफ अरुणाचल प्रदेश, इधर इट कैन बी आंसर ऑफ हिमाचल प्रदेश, नागालैंड एक्सेट्रा। नाउ ये जो ब्लू वाला जोन, जो दूसरा टाइप ऑफ जोन, ये सब क्या है सॉइल हम पढ़ चुके हैं। सिर्फ मैं आपको स्टेट्स क्लैरिफाई कर रही हूँ कि वो कौन कौन से स्टेट है अपने कंट्री में जिसमें ये टाइप ऑफ सॉइल्स पाए जाते हैं। तो ये जो ग्रीन वाला मैंने आपको बताया, ये माउंटेन एंड फॉरेस्ट सॉइल है, और ये उसके फ्यू स्टेट्स कवरिंग है एक्सेट्रा, अदर स्टेट्स आर आल्सो देयर, फ्यू मोर ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स। ये जो बीच वाला जो ब्यूटीफुल है ना, ये स्टार पॉइंट वाला, इसी को हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? इसको हम लोग एलुवियल सॉइल कहते हैं। अब तक मैं आपको पढ़ा रही थी एलुवियल सॉइल, एलुवियल सॉइल, याद आया? याद आया कि नहीं याद आया? इट इज ट्रांसफर्ड थ्रू व्हाट? ट्रांसपोर्टेड थ्रू वाटर। व्हिच स्टेट्स? इट पूरा नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स ही आता है यार, ये तो नॉर्थ, कितना ब्यूटीफुल है ना ये, नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स ही आता है क्या? एलुवियल सॉइल में। एंड विच आर द स्टेट्स विच कवर इट? बताओ जल्दी जल्दी, चलो। राजस्थान, इट इन्वॉल्व्स पंजाब, it involves Gujarat, the Union Territory, UT है ये, ठीक है, Union Territory, it involves UP, it involves Bihar, it involves Assam and West Bengal। पूरे स्टेट्स मैंने आपको बता दिए नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स के, ठीक है, ये सारे स्टेट्स आ जाते हैं नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स में। एंड कोस्टल एरियाज, फिर मैंने आपको बताया नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स, फिर ये था आपका नॉर्थ कोस्टल एरिया, सॉरी ईस्ट कोस्टल एरियाज, वेस्ट कोस्टल एरियाज, ईस्टर्न घाट्स, वेस्टर्न घाट्स, और ये हमारा पेनिनसुलर रीजन। याद है पहले वाले चैप्टर में आपको पढ़ाया था, पहले वाले टॉपिक्स में ये सारी चीजें मैंने आपको कंफर्म करी थी कि बाद में हमें आसानी हो, सिर्फ हम नाम पढ़ते जाएंगे स्टेट्स के और हमें ये सारी चीजें अपने आप क्लियर हो जाएगी कि हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं, क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं। समझ में आया? नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स, राजस्थान, पंजाब, गुजरात, दिल्ली, एंड these all things were taught. Alluvial kind of soils. Now this is a reed soil। अरीड सॉइल मैंने आपको बताया था राजस्थान के कुछ जगह पे ये पाए जाते हैं। दिस इज योर स्टेट राजस्थान। यहाँ पे आपको कुछ कुछ एलुवियल सॉइल मिलता है और कुछ ये जो डार्क ब्लू है ना, ये अरीड सॉइल है, फाउंड इन स्टेट ऑफ राजस्थान। गॉट इट? नाउ कम्स पेनिनसुलर रीजन में आ जाए तो दो स्टेट ऑक्यूपाई होते हैं, एमएच एंड एमपी, महाराष्ट्र एंड मध्य प्रदेश, which basically takes a black soil, black soil, ठीक है। ब्लैक सॉइल जिस स्टेट में पाए जाते हैं ना, उसका दो ही स्टेट है और वो बहुत इजीली आपको याद हो जाएंगे, दैट इज महाराष्ट्र एंड मध्य प्रदेश, एमपी, ठीक है। कितना इजी है ना ये, कितना ब्यूटीफुल है ये। वी आर स्टडिंग इकोलॉजी for your aims, for your need, for your everything, plus you're getting your states done now itself. अब आपको जरूरत है अलग से स्टेट्स पढ़ने की? बिल्कुल नहीं, अब आपको खुद ही समझ में आ रहा है, मैंने आपको क्लियरली सारे स्टेट्स के नाम बता दिए हैं. अब आपसे कोई पूछे, नींद में भी कोई पूछे ब्लैक सॉइल इज फाउंड वेयर, दो ही तो स्टेट है, महाराष्ट्र मध्य प्रदेश. एक तो जो स्टेट में हम रहते हैं पूरे महाराष्ट्र में, और दूसरा अपने बगल वाला स्टेट दैट इज एमपी. समझे? एलुवियल सॉइल, अरे पूरा नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स ही ले लो ना. क्या इन राजस्थान, पंजाब, गुजरात, दिल्ली, यूपी, बिहार, आसाम, वेस्ट बंगाल एक्सेट्रा. माउंटेन्स एंड फॉरेस्ट सॉइल्स है जम्मू कश्मीर, लद्दाख, नागालैंड, अरुणाचल प्रदेश, हिमाचल प्रदेश. वो जो ग्रीन वाला एरिया दिखाया ना आपको, ये दोनों एरिया. समझे? चलो अब क्या बचा, ये जो रेड स्टार पॉइंट वाला जो एरिया है ना, दिस इज आवर रेड सॉइल. दिस इज आवर, इसको मैं यहां लिख देती हूँ, ठीक है? दिस इज आवर रेड सॉइल. रेड सॉइल which involves the states of Jharkhand, few more states, Kerala, Karnataka, Hyderabad, you can take it as Telangana. Hyderabad is actually capital of Telangana. Now it is broken into two states. वो बात अलग है. चलो. So red soils have been seen as Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka and Telangana. कितने ये जो एरियाज है ना, ये देख रहे हो, आपको मैंने स्टार स्टार बनाए हैं यहाँ पर कैसे सॉइल मिलेंगे. यहाँ पर जो सॉइल मिलते हैं उनको रेड सॉइल बोलते हैं. फिर एक और अच्छा सॉइल मैंने आपको पढ़ाया था, दैट इज लैटेराइट सॉइल. ये देख रहे हो अपना ईस्टर्न घाट्स बताया था मैंने आपको. पहले आता है कोस्टल एरियाज, याद है? पहले कोस्टल एरियाज, ईस्टर्न कोस्टल, वेस्टर्न कोस्टल. फिर उसके बाद आता है अपना ईस्टर्न घाट. ईस्टर्न घाट्स में बेसिकली व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सॉइल इज फाउंड हियर? दिस इज आवर लैटेराइट सॉइल. Laterite soil process formation, laterization, it is also a shade of red color. एक और जगह जहां पे laterite soil पाया जाता है that is मेघालय. इसीलिए मैंने एकदम स्टार पॉइंट करके मार्क किया है. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, बहुत बार पूछा हुआ क्वेश्चन है, और it is literally asked in your sheet also. It is given in your sheet also. So laterite type of soil is found in Meghalaya, the states in the place of Eastern Ghats. ईस्टर्न. एक और टाइप ऑफ सॉइल मैंने आपको लास्ट में बताया, वो सबको याद होगा, दैट इज टेराई सॉइल्स. याद आ रहा है? ये यहाँ पे यूपी है, दिस होल एरिया अदर देन बिहार, यूपी, बिहार एंड देन इट गोज ऑन. ये एरिया जो है ना यूपी का एक टाइप ऑफ एरिया विच इज फुट हिल्स. यूपी के फुट हिल्स में पाए जाते हैं. फुट हिल्स ऑफ यूपी कंसिस्ट ऑफ कॉलिवियल टाइप ऑफ सॉइल, और उसी को मैंने आपको नाम दिया था क्या? टेराई सॉइल्स. याद आया? टेराई सॉइल्स. हाँ, कितना ब्यूटीफुल है ना ये पूरा सॉइल. हमने देखा अपने पूरे कंट्री में व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सॉइल वेयर इट इज फाउंड. अब तो मुझे नहीं लगता टॉप टू बॉटम एक भी क्वेश्चन छूटना चाहिए. अगर किसी ने पूछ दिया कि किस किस के टाइप ऑफ सॉइल्स कौन कौन से जगह पर पूछे जाते हैं या कौन कौन से जगह जनरली आस्क्ड होते हैं, आई डोंट थिंक देयर वुड बी एनी चांस टू लीव अ क्वेश्चन इफ इट इज आस्क्ड. ऑब्वियसली नॉट, because we have learnt in this way which is very easy. अरे यार, अगर चीजें नहीं समझ में आ रही, मैप देख लो. राजस्थान बोले तो ऊपर बोले तो नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स. नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स में कैसा सॉइल होता है? एलुवियल टाइप ऑफ सॉइल. बता दिया, झमेला ही खत्म. यूपी के कुछ पोर्शंस में फुट हिल्स में कॉलिवल टाइप ऑफ सॉइल्स भी पाए जाते हैं, उसी को हम लोग टेराई रीजन्स बोलते हैं, टेराई सॉइल्स. सिमिलरली एक एक्सेप्शनल स्टेट मिल जाएगा आपको राजस्थान, जहां पे एरिड टाइप ऑफ सॉइल यानी वेरी ड्राई टाइप ऑफ सॉइल्स भी मिल जाएंगे आसानी से. फिर रेड सॉइल तो पूरा अपना पेनिनसुलर से ले लो एंड यू कम टू द स्टेट्स ऑफ ईस्ट, छत्तीसगढ़, झारखंड, उड़ीसा, तमिलनाडु, केरला, कर्नाटक, तेलंगाना एक्सेट्रा दी स्टेट्स. नीचे तक आ गए. ब्लैक सॉइल दो ही स्टेट्स में पाए जाते हैं, महाराष्ट्र, मध्य प्रदेश. लैटेराइट टाइप ऑफ सॉइल इज फाउंड इन बेसिकली ईस्टर्न. ये जो एरिया है ना, अब आप बोलोगे ईस्टर्न घाट्स में से कौन से एरिया? गोवा ले लो, ठीक है. फ्यू एरियाज ऑफ कवरिंग ऑफ महाराष्ट्र के मुंबई ले लो. प्लेस में बता दूं तो ईस्टर्न घाट्स बोलते हैं ना इनको, ये सारे एरियाज को. क्यों? क्योंकि ये पहले कोस्टल प्लेन्स आते हैं जहाँ पे हार्बर सी वगैरह एंड होते हैं, फिर उसके बाद घाटी आ जाती है, तो वो एरियाज को क्या बोलते हैं, ईस्टर्न घाट्स एरियाज। समझ में आया? और स्टेट की बात ले लो तो मेघालय ले लो, मैंने आपको हाईलाइटिंग दी हुई है, जस्ट यहाँ पे ये स्टेट आता है। ओके, देन कम्स माउंटेन एंड फॉरेस्ट। अगर कहाँ सॉइल पाया जाता है, जम्मू कश्मीर, लद्दाख, नागालैंड, अरुणाचल प्रदेश, हिमाचल प्रदेश। क्लियर? ये कॉन्सेप्ट हमेशा याद रखना, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है और पूछा हुआ क्वेश्चन है। ठीक है, अब हम पढ़ेंगे दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट सॉइल में, दैट इज टेक्सचर ऑफ सॉइल। हमने टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल में मैंने आपको जो जो पढ़ना था, मैंने आपको वो सारी चीजें, आधी से ज्यादा चीजें हम कवर कर चुके हैं। व्हाट इज सॉइल, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ वेजिटेशन इट शोज, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ सॉइल्स, टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल्स देख चुके हैं हम। अब हम लोग देखेंगे टेक्सचर ऑफ सॉइल। नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट टेक्सचर ऑफ सॉइल। सो अगला हेडिंग हम लोग देखने वाले हैं टेक्सचर ऑफ सॉइल और सॉइल टेक्सचर। सॉइल टेक्सचर इज बेसिकली बेस्ड ऑन दी soil texture depends on the size of particle, its constituents, its proportion of particle and its portion of particle. Soil texture basically depends upon the size of particle, its constituents of particle and its proportion of particle. What proportion of particle can be present in the soil? What texture? It depends on what size of a particle does the soil carry, what is the constituent of it, what is the presence of water in it, and the presence of water. Based on the texture, 5 different types of texture of soil can be seen. That is sandy, silt, clay, loamy. The another texture of soil which we can see is silt, clay and loamy. And the another type which we can see is either the combination of any two soils or either the combination of, told you soil texture. Soil texture basically depends on the size of the particle, its constituents and its proportion. What proportion of a particle are present in the soil? It basically forms the texture of the soil. And what are this time, this is sandy, silt, clay, loamy, are either of these two. Suppose sandy and silt can be combination of one, clay and loamy can be combination of one, silt and clay can be present in one soil. So it is said either of the combination of these two soils. These two things determine the texture and forms a proper texture of the soil. Now we are going to see types of soils based on their texture. So soils which we are going to see based on the texture. Based on the texture are sandy soil, clay, sandy, clay, silt, loamy. समझ में आया आपको? ये चारों टाइप हम लोग देखने वाले हैं। तो सबसे पहला हेडिंग डालिए sandy. Now we are going to see types of soil based on the texture. What are those type of soil based on the texture, which includes sandy soil, clay soil, silt soil, loamy soil, either combination of these three such type of combination, the last one which we can see, or any other places which can see. Now comes the question, sandy soil. Sandy soils are those soils which basically contain 70% of sand in it. How much it contains? It contains at least 70% of sand in it, and clay separates it by 15%. Remember my friends, and what about rest 15%? Rest 15% could be a trace element. Rest 50% could be a trace element in it. Types of soil based on the texture: sandy, clay, silt, clay, loamy. Sandy soil basically consists all soils in which sand separates it to 70%. Maximum amount of soil which is present in that sample is basically sand amount, and 15% of other material by weight and 15% trace elements are considered. Similarly, we have silt type of soil. Silt soil basically includes at least 80% and 12% ratio or less than clay. What does it include? It includes 80% as silt, जिसका जो सॉइल है ना उसमें वो चीज मैक्सिमम पाई जाती है, इसीलिए उसको वो टाइप ऑफ सॉइल बोल देते हैं. सिल्ट सॉइल में 80% सिल्ट पाया जाता है और 12% हमारा क्ले पाया जाता है और उससे लेस परसेंट. ठीक है, इसीलिए उसको हम लोग उसमें डोमिनेंट क्या है सिल्ट, तो उस टाइप ऑफ सॉइल को क्या बोल देते हैं सिल्ट सॉइल. एंड नेचुरली द प्रॉपर्टीज दिस ग्रुप आर डोमिनेटेड बाय दोस सिल्ट, तो इसीलिए इनको ये सिल्ट टाइप ऑफ सॉइल से डोमिनेट होता है, इसलिए इनको सिल्ट कहते हैं. वेरी सिंपल, सैंड में 70% सैंड होता है. इंपॉर्टेंट रखने वाली बात क्या है 70%, क्ले पूछा तो 15%. सिमिलरली सिल्ट में बेसिकली 80% सिल्ट प्रेजेंट होता है, इसीलिए इस टाइप ऑफ सॉइल को सिल्ट सॉइल कहते हैं. कळलं का? हो. And among clay, what is clay type of soil? Where the amount of clay dominant races on these three components, that type of soil is called as clay soil, and it basically takes 35% of it or 35% of soil to separate 35% of soil to separate 35% of soil to separate the other constituents from the soil, and such type of soil which contains 35% of soil present in it and it has a separable amount less than 40%. Soil ranges clay up to 40% or less than 40 or range of the 35 to 40. Such type of soil are called as clay soil. Can you see clay soil? Yes. We have seen three types of soil: sand soil, silt soil, clay soil. Now comes loamy type of soil. What is loamy type of soil? A soil in which there is presence of three constituents that includes sand, silt and clay. When these three things or when these three components are found in one soil or in one area, in one specific zone, such type of soil is called as loamy soil. So you can write this as, which contains subdivision is more complicated soil, textural class. It has sand, silt and clay. It has sand, silt and clay. This type of soil is called as what? This type of soil is called as loamy soil. Got it? And that exhibit the properties of separation in the equal proportion. They have equal amount of sand, they have equal amount of silt, they also consist of equal amount of clay. Suppose if a soil is a loamy soil of 100%, its actual constituents can be 30, 30, 30, 33, 33, 33, 0.333. So this is one example of the loamy soil. There are few areas where loamy soil can be found, sand area. I'll tell you, black soils are basically loamy soils. Loam, they have more amount of organic matter, they contain all in equal way, and they are found in the places of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, this clay, this sand soils are basically a reed soil which is found in the places of Rajasthan, and when silt and clay have a combination, those type of soils forming the alluvial soil in northeastern coastal plain, which includes the states of Punjab, Haryana, and then all Delhi, UP, Bihar, and then our Assam, West Bengal also. Here we conclude the types of soil based on the texture. Now we are going to see the very important topic of the soil, that is soil profile. And what is soil profile? What are horizons? What are sub-horizons? What are the constituents of it? Now we are going to see it. Come on. Now give the topic as soil profile. Before I tell you soil profile or what is soil profile, I will like to tell you or introduce you one beautiful concept of soil. What is actually constituents of soil? What are the constituents which are present in the soil? Let us see what are the different types of constituents which are present in the soil, or it is a soil contains what kind of constituent. Put the heading as first, constituents of soil. Constituents. What are the constituents, or you can write it as composition of soil. Composition of, क्योंकि पता तो हो कि क्या ऑर्गेनिक मैटर कंटेन करता है, क्या कंटेन करता है, पूछा जाता है इससे क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, इंपॉर्टेंट है, याद रख लेना चीजें. Before going on to the we were going to see soil profile. Let me teach you what is composition of soil. Write it as composition of soil basically involves five basic composition. The first one is mineral matter, the second one is organic matter, the third one is soil matter, fourth one is soil atmosphere, and fifth one is soil organism. Soil organism, we will see what kind of organisms are present in the soil soon. See, mineral matter present in the soil is 40%, organic matter present in the soil is 10%. Never get confused between mineral matter and organic matter. These two are different things. Soil matter present in the soil are 25%. Soil atmosphere consists also of 25, 50, 50 plus 40, 90, 90 plus 10, 100. Got it? And soil organisms are variable. Basically, what kind of bacteria? We can see mostly bacteria, we can see fungus, we can see other organisms, we can see earthworms, we can see many other organisms which are present in soil. So, soil organisms are variable type of organisms, and the very important soil organism which causes other type of bacteria, mostly सबको याद होता है ये, और ये याद ही रखना, Clostridium tetani, ये present होता है soil में, important है ये, बहुत ज़्यादा important है, रट लो, लिख लो, कहीं भी कुछ भी कर लो. But this soil organism which is very important, the bacteria, this is what? Clostridium tetani. You can find other bacteria also like Nostoc, you can get Azotobacter, you can get Anabaena. This all names we'll see in soil organisms. But इतना याद रखना, mineral matter कितना होता है 40, organic matter कितना होता है 10%, soil matter कितना होता है 25, soil atmosphere कितना होता है 25 again, and soil organisms are how much they are variable in nature. What is this mineral matter? Then comes mineral matter is something which is formed due to weathering of rocks, and forming small stone, which is 5 to almost, you can see at the millimeter mm, which ranges from 0.5 to almost 2 to 3 mm maximum range of it. समझ में आया कितना range का होता है ये 0.5 to 3 mm, and it is held by water and air held this mineral together. Water plus air held this mineral together, or hold this mineral together. Hold this mineral together. Water and air hold this mineral together. समझ में आया? Mineral matter, organic matter, soil atmosphere, soil organism. Mineral matter basically consists of what? It consists of weathering. Mineral matter are formed due to basically weathering of rocks. When rocks weathered, there formation of the mineral matter, which includes gravel, that is fine pebbles, coarse sand, that is this is smaller, this is basically on their size, coarse sand, fine sand, silt, clay. अब समझ में आया सिल्ट और क्ले के बीच में क्या डिफरेंस है? पूछ रहे थे ना आप लोग, मैम सिल्ट और क्ले के बीच में क्या डिफरेंस है? उनके क्ले जितने नीचे जाओगे ना आप सॉइल में, एक तो उनका साइज कम होता है, और दूसरी चीज व्हेन यू कम डाउन दे हैव अ मोर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी. क्ले का जो होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी ऑफ सॉइल में है वो ज्यादा है विद कंपेयर टू सिल्ट. Similarly, sand जो है, silt का amount of hold, silt can hold the good amount of soil rather than sand. And coarse particle मतलब बड़े बड़े sand, जो sand के particles है, क्या लगता है तुम्हें वो एक दूसरे को अच्छे से पकड़ पाएंगे? नहीं पकड़ पाएंगे ना. They cannot hold each other together in proper way. This is the reason. What is the reason? This coarse sand is basically more fragile and loose. When you go up, तब तो फिर तुम्हें पत्थर ही दिख जाएंगे, बड़े बड़े फाइन पेबल्स. These are what? These are called as gravels. These are big stone pebbles which are mostly held in by water and air. This type of matter is called as mineral water. और इसका जो लेवल होता है इसका 1 to 2 mm होता है. ग्रेवल का, कोर्स सैंड का जो mm होता है 0.2 to 2 mm होता है. अगेन फाइन सैंड का होता है 0.02 to 0.2 mm. And then comes silt का 0.02 to 0.02 mm. क्ले का लास्ट, बट वो 0.02 से भी नीचे होता है वो एकदम। समझ में आया ये इतना क्लियर? What are the organism? What are the microorganisms seen in the soil? Let's have a look on it. I'm going to tell you what are the organisms which are present in the soil. Now put the heading as soil organism. Soil ऑर्गेनिक मैटर क्या होता है? ऑर्गेनिक मैटर वो कंपोस्ट वगैरह जो चीजें होती है ना वो होता है। सॉइल मैटर वही होता है व्हेन कंपोस्ट एंड मिनरल वाटर कंबाइन टुगेदर फॉर्म सॉइल मैटर। सॉइल एटमॉस्फेयर, ऑक्सीजन कितना प्रेजेंट होता है सॉइल में, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कितना प्रेजेंट होता है, इसके बाद देखेंगे वो। ऑर्गेनिज्म देख लेते हैं। सॉइल ऑर्गेनिज्म, सॉइल ऑर्गेनिज्म बेसिकली इंक्लूड्स ऑफ few things. It includes fungi, it includes bacteria, it includes molluscs, mycetes. It includes bacteria, it includes actinomycetes, it includes actinomycete, molluscs, it includes earthworm, it includes burrowing vertebrates, it includes rodents, it includes rodent। इनसे छोड़ दो। सो सॉइल में क्या क्या ऑर्गेनिजम्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं? इट बेसिकली प्रेजेंस ऑफ फंजाई, बैक्टीरिया, molluscs, actinomycetes, earthworm, burrowing bacteria, rodent एक्सेट्रा। इसको मैं जाके मैं आपको एक चीज बताती हूँ इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज basically consist of fungi, bacteria, molluscs, actinomycetes, earthworm, burrowing vertebrates, rodents, protozoans। क्लियर होती है ना? जरूर होती है। तो जो फंजाई बैक्टीरिया, बेसिकली बैक्टीरिया which is most commonly present, that is bacteria which is most commonly present is actinomycosis, it's Clostridium tetani। बताया तो था मैंने आपको, Clostridium tetani। nitrogen fixing bacteria like Anabaena, Azotobacter, Nostoc, Azotobacter bacteria are also present in the soil, which fix the inorganic sulfur into the required mineral। Fixing bacteria are present in soil। ये जो प्लस साइन गोल में है ना, ये डिनोट करता है प्रेजेंस के लिए, ठीक है। चलो, sulfur fixing bacteria are also present in the soil। Bacteria which is most commonly present is Clostridium tetani। Nitrogen fixing bacteria are present, Anabaena, Azotobacter, Nostoc। Sulfur fixing bacteria are present in the soil। Then comes the another bacteria which includes the organism which includes earthworm acts as friend of farmer। ये तो basically बहुत पुराना sentence है। earthworm acts as friend of farmer। earthworm acts as a agent who loosens the soil and creates fertility in the soil। who loosens the soil and create fertility in the soil। Earthworm is an agent who loosens the soil, and burrowing other vertebrates are also present in the soil। Rodents are present, protozoans are present, microorganisms which convert decomposers which converts organic matter humus। that is, decomposers are basically present over here by decomposers which act on a dead decayed matter and convert it into required humus formation। This process is called as what? Humification of soil। This process is what? Humification of soil। इतनी सारी चीजें कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर है? मिनरलाइजेशन के लिए भी कुछ माइक्रो decomposers are present. Mineralization happens due to presence of decomposers in the soil. Due to presence of decomposers in the soil. And what is mineralization? Process of formation of mineral by the breakdown of rocks, minerals and etc. Which soil receives these minerals, it acts as a nutrition purpose for it. Decomposers of the soil. Now put the next heading we are going to see, that is porosity of the soil. What we are going to see? Porosity of the soil. Porosity of soil. Porosity of soil. मैं आपको अभी बताने वाली हूँ porosity of soil. Porosity of soil is basically of two. What is definition? अच्छा हम लोग definition पहले पढ़ेंगे. Presence of in the volume of soil. Volume ये सब मैं volume of soil is called as ना ये सारी छोटी छोटी चीजें पढ़ लेते हैं, फिर सॉइल प्रोफाइल लास्ट में पढ़ेंगे बिकॉज दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट और अच्छे अच्छे क्वेश्चंस भी उससे पूछे जाते हैं. इसलिए आई एम ट्राइंग टू फिनिश दिस ऑल शॉर्ट एंड सर्टिफाइड वे ऑफ पॉइंट. सो दिस सॉइल प्रोफाइल और दिस सॉइल पोरोसिटी कैन बी ऑफ टू टाइप्स, दैट इज microspore, microporous and macroporous. When pores are present when pores are present and at the diameter less than 20 micrometer, such type of pores is called as micropores. And when pores are present, when pores with the diameter greater than 20 micrometer, such type of pores is called as macroporous. पोर का डायमीटर लेस देन 20 माइक्रोमीटर है, such type of pores present in the soil are called as microporous. When the diameter present in the soil are more than 20 micrometer, such type of soils are called as macroporous. And the maximum diameter of the pores can be maximum diameter of the pores can be 20 millimeter. This is the maximum range of pores present in the soil. This type of range can be present in the soil. Please make a note of it. Now we are going to see the another concept, that is soil air. What amount of air, what air does the soil consist? Now give the heading as the air present in the soil. I'll rub it out. I have told you the next concept, that is soil air. Soil air is the amount of oxygen or the carbon dioxide present, the amount of oxygen or carbon dioxide present in the soil is called soil air. Soil air. Soil basically consists of more amount of soil basically consists of more amount of. When I appeared for my exam, for my NEET exam, this question was asked and I still remember I was very much confused about oxygen and CO2. Why I was confused? और बाकी बच्चों को भी generally confusion होता है कि oxygen और CO2 में क्या ज़्यादातर क्या होगा? क्यों? क्योंकि हम सोचते हैं plants को फिर organic matter अगर है, organic matter का presence है तो organism भी present है. Organism present होगा तो mostly oxygen होता है. नहीं, this is not the correct answer, but the correct answer is CO2. And why it is CO2? Because mostly organic matter के साथ-साथ organism के साथ-साथ soil growth, plant basically requires what? Plant basically requires carbon dioxide, and for growth of plant they need energy, the conversion of CO2 into glucose. तभी अगर soil में CO2 अच्छे से present होता है, then only the plant can grow. So most amount of carbon dioxide is present in the plant. But ऐसा नहीं कि oxygen present नहीं होता. Oxygen is also present, but in the range of 5 to 10%. Oxygen present in the soil in the range of 5 to 10%. Growth of organism or growth of requires 10% of oxygen. Why 10% of oxygen? क्योंकि अगर 10% of oxygen से कम रहा तो organic organisms, which bacteria, nitrifying organisms, nitrifying bacteria, sulfine bacteria can degrade, can lose their life. And when there is no formation of mineralization, when there is no formation of humidification, there is no organic content, there is no clay movement in the soil, and there can be no formation, there can be no growth of the plant. So minimum 5 to 10% of minimum 10% of oxygen is required for the growth of the plant. Less than 10% of oxygen can kill. Less than 10% of oxygen can kill the micro or aerobic organisms. Aerobic, that is the organism which grow in the presence of oxygen. समझ में आया? Aerobic. Also essential for the root development of root. Oxygen is why मैंने आपको बताया ना, nitrifying bacteria. Oxygen is also essential for development of root, for the development of root. It's important role only in these are aerobic type of bacteria. They grow in the presence of oxygen. Now give the next important topic about the soil, that is soil. Air हो गया, फिर अब हम देखेंगे pH of soil. pH of soil is very important. फिर हम लोग वेपर ऑफ सॉइल देख करके ये क्लास हम वहां एंड करेंगे. नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम लोग देखेंगे व्हाट इज प्रोफाइल ऑफ सॉइल. एक अच्छा सा कॉन्सेप्ट एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट. समझ में आया? सो गिव द हेडिंग एज सॉइल. सॉइल का पीएच बेसिकली 3 टाइप का हो सकता है, विच इंक्लूड्स अ स्लाइटली एसिड, alkaline, neutral. When the pH is acid, it is range of 6.2 to 6.8. बहुत ज्यादा एसिडिक में अगर सॉइल पाया जाता है तो वो 4.4 pH. ठीक है? For alkaline soil, pH is 7.2 to 7.8. And for neutral, it is 6.9 to 7.0. This is the range of neutral type of soil जिसका pH है. Acidity of soil is formed due to minerals present in them. ठीक है? तो जो soil acid होते हैं उसमें जो minerals present होता है, it includes basically zinc, manganese, iron, and there is a presence of ions like zinc, manganese and iron. और यहाँ पे जो minerals present होते हैं which makes it alkaline, calcium, magnesium, potassium. To make the soil slightly acidity, there is the presence of the mineral that is called as zinc, manganese and iron. And to make the soil alkaline, there is presence of calcium, magnesium and potassium. Neutral soil consists of optimum or equal amount of nutrients. Optimum, minerals present more, यहाँ पे ज्यादा ये मिनरल पाए जाते हैं, यहाँ पे more on ये मिनरल पाए जाते हैं. But in neutral soil, alkaline soil, acid soil or acidic soil, optimum amount of minerals, neutral amount of soil में कैसा होता है, optimum amount of minerals present होता है. कितना, 6.9 to 7 point इसका range होता है pH का. You know why acidity excessive? How acidic nature of soil is formed? Excessive irrigation or surplus water can form the soil. First of all, it can form the soil infertile. If you do a little, you know, most proper vegetation is seen in neutral and acidic soil. Now give the very next topic or next heading of your soil topic, which now we were going to see the another beautiful concept of soil that I have said, soil moisture and soil water. The amount of water present in the soil is called as soil moisture or soil water, and it is derived from few sources. Those sources can either be rain, or those sources can either be irrigation and can be another source of soil water. Irrigation can be another source of soil water, and there can be various other sources of soil water. Soil moisture or amount of soil water is a relevant ecological factor because the amount of water present in the soil determines or undermines the growth of the organism or growth of the plant taking in it. Okay? But you know what? Excessive irrigation, I told you excessive irrigation causes what? Helps to plants to help the soil to lose its fertility. Similarly, excessive irrigation causes the plant to lose its salinity. It causes the plant to lose its fertility and makes the plant saline, or increases the salt content in the soil. Excessive irrigation. Based on the water vapors, the soils is basically classified as hygroscopic water, water vapor, combined water and capillary water. These are the 4 ways where the soil water can be present in the soil. The very first one is hygroscopic water. It is the amount of hygroscopic water is the water which is absorbed by the plant, which is imbibed by the soil, collides, or the particles or the ingredients or the constituents or the composition present in the soil which basically absorbs the soil, collides. Such type of water is called as what? It is called as hygroscopic water, and it is not available for plants and plants. It is not available for plants and any other or animal. I meant that burrowing animals like earthworm, rodents, these are not at all available for those organisms. Why? Because this water is, first of all, it is imbibed by the constituents of what? Constituents of soil, and this is held so tightly, this water is held so firmly that it does not allow the flow of water from its particles. Such type of water is called as hygroscopic water or hygroscopic water soil. This is what we are learning. We are learning soil, right? Next concept which we are going to see is the another concept which includes of the water vapor. Water vapor is the water absorbed which is present in the atmosphere of the soil. From the surrounding, when the soil absorbs water from the atmosphere, those water is called as soil water vapor, soil atmosphere. Got it? And soil atmosphere. Condensation is this water vapor mostly go for condensation, so that this can make the areas cooler or which are dry during night. This water vapor present in the soil present in soil goes for condensation. It goes for condensation process, and at night when this goes for condensation process, these water vapors are present in air. Then it gets to it makes the area cooler where there was a dry zone or where there was arid areas. Got it? This is the important concept of water vapor. Now comes the concept of combined water. How do these sources of water are available to the soil? It was hygroscopic water. Then I have told you the water vapor, the water which is present in the atmosphere, how do soil interchange or exchange with it. Now I am going to tell you the combined water, which is basically not available. What? Soil gets water, but those water contains chemical. Will it be possible for the soil to take that water? Obviously not. Why will the soil take those water or imbibe those water in it, which is already a polluted water, which already consists of the chemicals in it? Will the soil absorb that water? Obviously not. Such type of phenomenal behavior is called as the selectively chosen behavior of an ecological factors. Got it? Selectively chosen behavior. This is unavailable. Thus it is unavailable. Why? Because water contains, what does it contains? It contains water plus chemical. This is already not chosen by the soil. So thus this type of water is called as combined water, and it is unavailable for the soil. Now last but not the least, the water or the capillary water. The water which are present in the I taught you micropores and macropores. किस दिन के लिए पढ़ाया था? इसी दिन के लिए पढ़ाया था. Just pH वाले कॉन्सेप्ट से आगे वाला जो टॉपिक पढ़ा था ना हमने, वो यही था. Capillary water are present in the micropores. क्यों जरूरी होता है micropores? ये इसलिए जरूरी होता है so that roots are so minute of the plant. वो कितने thin होते हैं, वो कितने पतले होते हैं, वहां तक water पहुंचने के लिए very important है ये वाला process. Capillary, the thinnest most part of the root is supplied by the process that is called as capillary water soil imbibement or capillary water transfer. Got it? ये एक मेथड है. तो मैंने आपको 4 मेथड बताए soil moisture, soil water के: hygroscopic water, water vapor, combined water and capillary water. एक और important point before going on to next point, I'll tell you that if the soil is lost with excessive water, अगर soil में बहुत ज़्यादा पानी present है, the amount of water is too much, वो soil कभी भी there will be no amount of growth seen in that soil. Why? Because when there is excessive imbibement of the water present in the soil, excessive lodgement of the water अगर फंस चुका है बहुत सारे constituents, बहुत सारे composition के बीच में, so that water cannot transfer to the growth of the plant, and that basically affects the vegetation. That basically affects what? That basically affects the vegetation of the plant. See what I have said. If a water is lodged in the soil, cannot support good plant growth due to reduced aeration. अगर उनमें बहुत ज़्यादा पानी है तो ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई कम हो जाता है, गैसेस का सप्लाई कम हो जाता है, and plants tends to die easily. That is the reason the excessive water lodgement does not create or does not have the water lodgement does not have the proper growth or the proper vegetation seen in them. Got it? Next point says, if the water is not replenished, in the soil or evaporation of the plant, absorption will continue to reduce the content. समझ में आया क्या कहा मैंने? क्या कहा कि अगर उनमें lodgement नहीं है, if it is not अगर ये हमारा soil है, समझो यहाँ पर ये हमारा soil है, soil का large surface area है, ठीक है? चलो, and if the water is not replenished, ये हमारा water pores है, this is our water pores. अगर ये evaporate नहीं हुआ, if it doesn't get evaporate easily, absorption will continuously reduce the content to a stage called permanent wilting. This is our plant. Imagine this is our plant. if these are water lodgement in between the soil, अगर ये evaporate नहीं हुए, if these are not evaporate, can you see due to lack of aeration, अगर यहाँ पे पानी 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 बहुत सारा, I'll teach you with a green one, telling you the concept. Suppose this is a soil of the plant, clear. This is the soil, this is the water lodgement, this is the growth of the plant, and when you see this type of plant, if this water, this is water, is not evaporated, if this water is not evaporated, क्या इनमें एरेशन होगा, क्या इनमें एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस पॉसिबल है, कैसे होगा? Why? Because those areas are basically covered by what? Those areas are basically covered by water. तो अगर वो areas water से cover हो गया, यहाँ देखिए water से cover हो गया, CC, तो aeration नहीं होगा. When this aeration doesn't take place properly, there comes bending of the plant. ये plant try to bend in those soil, a plant try to weaken. This process, इसको मुरझाना भी बोलते हैं, wilting. This process is called as wilting. And when they get in that way, this plant are on the urge to die. So such type of percentage of water or such type of water vapor or water content present in the soil which cause permanent wilting, यानी जब वहाँ पे permanently dry plant, क्योंकि absence of water, lack of aeration की वजह से when plant starts to die, there comes the local permanent process that is called as permanent wilting process. उस amount of water को हम क्या कहते हैं? Percentage of permanent wilting process. Percentage of permanent wilting process. Percentage of permanent wilting process. किस amount of water को? जो water lodge हो चुका है soil में, first and second thing, it doesn't get evaporated. वो evaporation के पहले उसमें जो plant के वजह से है वो एक sudden bend दिखा रहा है, एक sudden wilt दिखा रहा है. This leads to a process that is called as wilting. This leads to a phenomena that is wilting, and the amount of water which is present, that is called as percentage of permanent wilting water or percentage of permanent wilting process. और इसी को हम लोग percentage of परमानेंट विल्टिंग चॉइस और कॉम्पोजिशन भी कहते हैं. समझ में आया? क्लियर? कोई भी डाउट नहीं? एंड परसेंटेज ऑफ वाटर पर यूनिट ऑफ ड्राई सॉइल व्हेन प्लांट्स ग्रो इन इट गोज टू परमानेंट विल्टिंग. वही जब 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 अगर यहाँ पे ये वाटर इज नॉट अवेलेबल फॉर देम ड्यू टू लैक ऑफ एरेशन, वाटर इज नॉट अवेलेबल टू देम ड्यू टू लैक ऑफ एरेशन, एंड व्हेन हियर इट ग्रोज, हियर द सॉइल ग्रोज, ड्राई रीजन है ना, यहाँ पे जब प्लांट ग्रो होते हैं, when plant grow, they grow in wilting. This is what the last point recommends of. Clear? कितना अच्छे से मैंने आपको सॉइल और ये वाली कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ाई है, याद रखना है, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है, आज के लेक्चर में इतना ही. बहुत कुछ पढ़ा और बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ा. पहले हमने पढ़ा सॉइल क्या होता है, सॉइल, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल, कौन कौन से रीजन होते हैं सॉइल के, कितने एरियाज होते हैं, डिफरेंट स्टेट्स पढ़े हमने, फिर हमने पीएच पढ़ा, फिर हमने पोर पढ़ा, फिर हमने माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म पढ़ा, कंपोजिशन ऑफ सॉइल पढ़ा, and this many things go on, the history repeats. We have seen with the soil moisture and soil water. इसमें मैंने आपको कुछ अच्छे अच्छे कॉन्सेप्ट बताए. एक चीज मत भूलना इसमें, that is percentage of permanent wilting, क्योंकि इसको हम PWC भी बोलते हैं, परसेंटेज बिल्टिंग चॉइस और परसेंटेज बिल्टिंग कॉम्पोजिशन बिल्टिंग कोएफिशिएंट. ये PWC से अगर फुल फॉर्म आया तो दिस इज रिलेटेड टू बिल्टिंग. इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये क्वेश्चंस में पूछा जाता है, प्लीज मत भूलना. ठीक है, परसेंटेज बिल्टिंग चॉइस, परसेंटेज बिल्टिंग कोएफिशिएंट. अगर इसका वैल्यू के फॉर्म में पूछा जाए तो वो कोएफिशिएंट हो जाता है, अगर हम वाटर के टर्म में पूछें तो वो चॉइस ऑफ मैटर हो जाता है. इसलिए PWC स्टैंड्स फॉर परसेंटेज ऑफ चॉइस, परसेंटेज ऑफ कोएफिशिएंट या फिर परसेंटेज ऑफ बिल्टिंग प्रोसेसेस. समझ में आया? यहां तक कोई डाउट है आपको? कोई, इफ यू हैव इट, प्लीज गो थ्रू द वीडियोस वेरी give some time, because this is not through one book, just I have read NCERT and come and I'm teaching you, just I have gone. This is from several books. I know it's bit elongated, but अगर अच्छे जगह डॉक्टर बनना है, अगर अच्छे जगह जाना है, तो प्लीज डू रीड दिस. अगर यही, क्योंकि इफ यू रीड दिस मच, यू विल फाइंड नीट एज योर कप ऑफ टी. इट इज कप ऑफ टी माई फ्रेंड्स, इट इज. जब बहुत सारा पढ़ लेते हैं तो छोटी छोटी चीजें ऐसे ही आ जाती है, बोलते हैं ना, तो that's what this is not to, when these are basic concepts. Now when you see the sheet, now when you go and solve the questions, now when you solve any paper of any exam, I guarantee you इतने टॉपिक का कोई भी क्वेश्चन नहीं छूट सकता. हर कोने कोने का कॉन्सेप्ट वी हैव सीन, व्हाट हुक्स एंड व्हाट नुक्स व्हिच आर लेफ्ट ऑफ, वी हैव कवर्ड इट. नो, I give you a benefit of doubt if we have left any point of it. It is like that. So please go through videos in a concerned way. I'm telling you, because अगर ये videos आप अच्छे से देखोगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि कितनी चीजें आपकी एम्स जीके की कवर होती है, कितनी चीजें आपकी एनसीईआरटी कवर होती है, प्लस कितनी चीजें आपके एम्स एग्जाम, प्लस कितनी चीजें आपके नीट एग्जाम के लिए दिए जाते हैं, और कितनी चीजें मैं आपको आपके बोर्ड एग्जाम्स के लिए भी बताती हूँ. समझ में आया? तो ये चारों एग्जाम को जब हम एक साथ टॉपिक पढ़ेंगे, हम शुरू ही करते हैं कि बच्चों को पहले बोर्ड एग्जाम, फिर नीट का भी कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हो, देन दे गो थ्रू एम्स फ्यू टॉपिक्स, they go through AIMS GK also. This whole syllabus is patternized in that way. इसीलिए हम इतना डिटेल और इसीलिए इतना simplified way से पढ़ते हैं. You will never get this type of simplified way of teaching anywhere. I give you a benefit of doubt. Yes, I give you a benefit of doubt because I have my own experience. Got it? So please do go through my videos. Have a good day and please enjoy the video. Good luck and wish you the best for your coming NEET exam. As I said, the aspirants who are appearing this year, all the very best for you. And next year, chalo, pack your bags and we are ready to go to the medical college. Okay? Thank you very much. Good luck. Stay home, stay safe.